Well, I still haven't replaced my speakers. I really need to. I'm hoping that um, this issue gets resolved once I replace the speakers. I mean, I already bought them, and I can only imagine it's a speaker problem. And I've had these speakers for a while, but I've had a relatively lazy day, and I didn't get around to replacing them today. And I've kind of allowed myself to have a lazy day today because not only did I do a good bit of adulting yesterday, but I've been very frustrated with some of the things that have happened today. So, that's one of the things you have to kind of like keep in check is how is your psychology on the day? I mean, does your psychology allow yourself to take on adulting aspects of life or not? Does it, are you just one of those days where you just want to like give up on everything and kill the day off so like it never happened and all that? And I'm still making use of the day by streaming today, but yeah, um very frustrating. Now I need some source of sound to kind of like, I'm going to use the speaker itself to sit on the cable because what I need, it's about the connection. If you just try and like put this is why I'm pretty sure it's the speaker, but it could also be the headphones. But I'm pretty sure it's because I'm pretty sure I've had this issue with other earphones and headphones as well. So it's that's kind of learned from my dad, but it's a relatively simple logic that when you have an issue, you try to replace parts of it until the part is located that doesn't seem to change when you or when the problem stays the same, right? Because it's that aspect that is causing the problem because it's still there. So like by having, I'm pretty sure this isn't the only earphones that I've used with these speakers having this problem. Therefore, the problem is considered not within the headphones or earphones because I've already replaced them and I'm still getting the problem, right? So therefore, it must be located on some other aspect along the chain from earphone, even ears, to my ears, my brain, my brain, my ears, earphone, cable of earphones, speakers, cable between speakers and computer to game. Technically you can have quite a few stages, right? But like, if you replace one and the problem's still there, it means that the problem wasn't with that aspect. That one of the other along the line is causing the issue. Right? So because I've used other earphones and I've still had this problem, the earphones aren't the problem. The problem is the speaker. I'm pretty sure it's the speaker. And I've already replaced the speaker. I want to try new speakers. I want to try better speakers anyway. I've had other desires to want to try better speakers. Like when I shower, I like having music. So I will play music fairly loudly. And that's one of the things that I hope my parents consider going forward to help me out. But the point is, I'm just trying a new pair of speakers. I've always been interested in trying a new pair of speakers. So just buying relatively generic Creative Labs or other like basic shit. Something a little more, not necessarily industry focused, but is reputable. And I bought the what's it called? It's not Panasonic. It's PreSonus. It's called PreSonus Eris, and I'm hoping that they will be a decent replacement that will actually make me even more enjoy sound and music from my computer. So, but yeah, we're back with more E33. Last time round, we saw the death of Gustav. We are in Act 2. I kind of predicted Gustav would die. Did I think it was going to be as early as this? No. But once I saw what was about to happen in that one scene, I was like, okay, so this is when we're going to say goodbye to Gustav. And sure enough, that immediately proceeded to follow. So, it wasn't really a surprise. I hadn't seen the story at that point. It was just something I had kind of amalgamated together as one of my suspicions. But often, I don't make that leap. Like, I will notice something, I will observe something, but I always envy those who can, like, predict stories. Because it's irritating to me that I have these good creative ideas, but I'm not able to necessarily make use of them. Or observational skills. Sometimes both. And that's often because I don't inherently presume, and I think it is actually, what I find frustrating is I think it rewards a logical fallacy. Logical short-sightedness. Because for me, a story is, well, it can be anything. It can be written by any idiot. Or whatever. And so therefore, there's no real continuity. It's not like reality, where there's a little more continuity. Though even reality has a variety of, differences and things that are unexpected. And a lot of reality often is referred to as like the best author, and like you can't make it up, kind of thing. Reality is more storytelling than fiction, a lot of the time. Whatever. But like, my frustration is, I will often have made certain observations. I will often have made certain like connections, but then I don't then go, oh, well then clearly that means this. Example, literally yesterday when we were playing Digimon, and I was like, well, I've never liked the way Junomon's treated us. She's always looked down upon humans. It's pretty obvious to me that there's more than meets the eye, and that she just wants to kind of like control Ichimon and demand from Ichimon and use us as pawns. And she will, it looked to me like she would just, play innocent, or play, ignorant, or play helpless to our cause because she doesn't want to help us, rather than this they can't. And, then I already had that feeling about her. And then I was also perplexed. How the hell is she supposed to be incapable of, doing anything, just sitting on her goddamn ass on the throne? And yet, somehow, even though she's helpless to these titans in front of us, which weren't that strong, we beat them the first try, able to destroy that massive 26,000 enemy at the gate. Look, all the way at the gate. She's not even there. She's not even present. But she has some, like, telepathic ability to know it's out there and just destroy it. Right there and then, and let us pass. Like, that doesn't make any continuity sense at all, right? And yet, in spite of observing this, in spite of being like, well, clearly something doesn't add up. In spite of, like, being highly suspicious of her, there was no way I was going to then just go, oh, well, that means the writers are going to write this moment in the story. I even predicted what Ichimon, even though I was kind of saying it in jest, his response would be about, no, he's not going, he's not staying, he's going to go with Inori. Right? Even if you notice, kind of said it in jest, yeah, he'll stay with Inori. Or who goes with Inori. That didn't make me then go, oh, clearly Junomon's going to do some ridiculous, huge power, seething anger special move that makes a huge warp, like black hole in the area, and that picks up and sucks up every single Digimon apart from her, and every single our entire team, all thrown in this ether. I had no idea that was gonna happen, because to me, even if I can see that she's not to be trusted, even if I can see that it makes no sense, her power is clearly well beyond what she is, letting on. Even though I don't trust her with Barch Pole in regards to helping us get back to our human world. Even if I, believe that she has nothing but disdain and hatred for humanity. Doesn't then mean that I then use that and change that, turn that into, oh, clearly she's going to do something. Because at the end of the day, it's a story. I don't know what the writer's going to do. I'm already so kind of like filled with skepticism, cynicism about the quality of writing in the first place. And not just with that game, but in general. But like, that I don't then necessarily think, oh, well then clearly you're going to do what I think you should do. And I kind of disassociate myself from, just because I think that she could do this, doesn't mean that's what the story is going to do. And then I basically just don't take the plunge. I don't take the leap of faith, effectively, that other people don't even seem to look at as a leap of faith. That, oh, well, if I can notice this and I can notice that, therefore this will have to happen. Which what I think is basically at the forefront and the core of why other people are able to predict certain things happening in the future of stories. Because effectively they're taking leaps of faith that are based around some observations they've made, and then linking it to, well, then this must mean that the story will go this direction. And lo and behold, it does. And it's kind of frustrating, because it's like, well, I mean, I can make those observations too, but there's no way in hell I'm going to then predict this will happen, because so what? It's a story. The writer could literally do anything. What's to make sure that therefore, oh, because I noticed that this is a thing, that therefore the story must go in this direction because of it? You know, it's kind of frustrating, because I've always found that frustrating. I've always noticed how some people seem to be really good at predicting stories. And then that whole, like, concept of, that I've gone back to before, about, like, there should be no, you know, this whole concept of, oh, I won the game of the story by predicting what was going to happen. I was right. Motherfucker, you're not right in the slightest. There's nothing to be right about. You took a plunge, a leap of faith, in presuming something would happen, and you were lucky enough that the writer had no more vision than you to choose exactly the same direction. That's what happened. There is no right or wrong here. You are just lucky. You are just, you know, congratulations. You decided to put your faith in the eggs of one basket, and that basket just so happened to land in the lap of the story. I mean, that's really what happened. Because just because you can predict something doesn't, or just because you can observe something, doesn't necessarily mean that the logical line should then certify and follow that prediction must be made. And I think that's where a lot of other people are like, oh, I'm just going to predict that. I'm not that way wired. I'm not wired that way. And it frustrates me, because it's like, well, in that case, if I was to do exactly the same, I would have predicted that Junimo was going to make a massive fucking black hole in there, or at least something. Because she was never to be trusted from the beginning I fucking first laid my eyes on her. She was an obnoxious character from the very beginning. So, it frustrates me, that whole side of things. That whole, like, I'm going to play the game of trying to figure out the ending of the story before knowing what the ending is. Because I do like trying to make observations, and I even made observations in this game, and I did make prediction that Gustav would die. I thought that would be at the end of the game. I didn't think that would be now. I thought that would be, like, in the fight to beat the Paintress herself. Although I did obviously make the observation as well that the bearded dude, the older dude, clearly has a very similar face to Gustav himself. So is that an alter version of him? I mean, I had the observation to, you know, possibly make the conclusion that that guy would kill Gustav instead of the Paintress killing Gustav or something, like in one last gambit, you know, to defeat the Paintress. Yes, the Paintress might kill Gustav, and he has to sacrifice himself in some elaborate fashion to be the bait on the end of the stick, like in a fishing hook to grab the fish in the sea. But he's willing to sacrifice and trade himself to kill her, because by trading himself, he gets the attention of the Paintress to direct it to him, thus not seeing like Mael come in and finish the job. And then Mael might hold and grab, you know, like she is with the arm, Gustav at the end of the game, and be like, oh, why did this have to happen? And that kind of shit. I thought something like that would happen. And it may still something like that happen, but I didn't expect Gustav to die before that. Whatever. Like, the thing is, I can make these observations. I can observe that Juno Man's supposed to be trusted. I can observe that the other guys look like other versions of Gustav. I can observe X, Y, or whatever. Does not mean, okay, therefore, logic concludes that that must lead to this outcome. Other people just haphazardly fucking just bumble along, oh, well, clearly, and just so happen that the writer agrees with them and writes an exact thing. And it's just like, oh, look how clever I am. Shut the fuck up. You're not clever at all. All you're doing is showing that you and the writer have no fucking imagination whatsoever of all the other possibilities that could have been. That's all you're showing. You know? That you had no foresight to think, well, actually, maybe it's not just this equals that. And that it, because it's a story and go anywhere, it could be 100 different other possible things. That's not you being clever. Right? It just frustrates me. It really fucking frustrates me. It always has. But, back to this story. Trying to find a grave for Gustav's remains. Having a little bit of a contentious affair between Luna's very deliberate logicality of the whole situation, and who knows what to make of that. Maybe if she doesn't have a heart and compassion of the emotional side of things, she'll turn out to be evil too. Because she doesn't have the sensitivity that everybody else is clearly showing towards Mael's, sorrow and blah, blah, blah. Maybe that will then lead to something. Who knows? But yeah. It could do, it might not do. I don't know. I'm not gonna just make the leap of faith thinking all of that clearly means Looney is bad too. Looney. Loon, or whatever you want to pronounce it, is bad too. No. Which clearly sees the world differently. It's almost like she's a representative of neurodiversity. Or not neurodiversity. Because, she lacks that same faculty of empathy that is also present in a lot of neurodivergent people. And maybe that's all it is. And she's a token to that. But maybe, I don't know. Doesn't mean I then go, oh, well, clearly, da 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 da. And then the story is like, yeah, da 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 da. And then it's like, oh, look how clever I am. I won the game of da 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 da. No. That's rubbish. There's something in that. The cleverness is to have the idea in the first place. Especially if the idea is so unique that even the writer can bloody think of it. But whatever. Because that frustrates me a lot. I see it all the time. Whenever I watch someone either be able to predict it, and like, how the hell did you do that? Elegy's really good at it. Solomon seems to be pretty decent at it. There are various other streamers who are pretty good at it. Or, other streamers who just, or people in general, just like, oh, I read books to try and figure out the ending. What do you mean figure out the ending? At the end of the day, it's another writer. All you're saying is that my ideas and their ideas are, similar. Not that idea is any real integrity whatsoever. That there's any real, level. I believe that there are plenty of writers who aren't necessarily the cleverest people in the world. But they're able to write. Right? It doesn't mean just because you just so happen to share a brain cell. Therefore that must have been the right answer. That was just your answer.
A single Nevron took out most of them.
Is it still around?
I've only seen it once, many years ago, so most likely not.
And honestly, I put a lot more value into the creativity and the ability to have something resonate with you, and then not just resonate, but output, inspire you to then think of your own ideas. That's where quality of not only the material you're using, but your own brain can be, tried both things.
Let's dance.
I can't do it.
A storm is
I
coming.
can't do anything. I don't even know if my buttons are even working. Because I tried pressing buttons and it didn't seem to do anything. And right now I'm pressing the pad button and it's not doing anything. Now it does something. I always feel gaslit by this game. I even tried, you know, initiating the fight and I wasn't able to do that. Is my buttons working? I always feel like this game isn't reading my inputs. I've had a lot of frustration already with my game not, you know, listening to me. Like I did some Tekken practice today. I absolutely hated it. It was very anger-inducing and frustrating.
Let us stain them.
So, what do we want to do? We want to try and use a regular shot to burn something. Some mark. Are you serious? I've been very frustrated today. Because nothing seems to work. My dyspraxia, whatever it is really upsetting today. That's also another reason why I chose to play this game. Because honestly, like, the way I see it is, even though I have been enjoying my time, give or take, with this game, I still don't really love it. Whereas I think I love Katamari more. So while I also... It's been a while since I played this game, if you notice, from my last streams. I want to play one game when I'm not feeling so good. And one game when I'm feeling better. And I want that game to be Katamari. And I want the game when I'm not feeling so good to be this. So that if I, you know... I harbor negative feelings, which I already have from today, then I can kind of like use it on a particular game.
Let's carve a path.
Yeah, I need more reason. Perfection. Upgrade your perfection rank to control by attacking and not getting hit. Higher ranks increase. PS4 energy right now. Weird deal. Can he?
Here we go.
I wasn't necessarily expecting a second, but whatever. It's if they're bad, you know?
Ready to evade.
Again, I'm trying to dodge. I'm trying to press. Like the first time first two times I pressed the button as well. Yeah. Nope. We're dead. I tried pressing the button, it didn't do anything. So I'm very frustrated. So I've had a relatively, like I said when I started the stream, I've had a relatively low, easy day. It's not been anything but easy, but like I haven't done much today. Lazy day. That's what I should say. Lazy day. I've been struggling with my dyspraxia a lot today. I'm not getting the results I want. Which, you know, I mean, could be an argument for not playing this game today, but for two other reasons. I mentioned how, you know, I'd like to play Katamari on the days where I'm feeling better, because that's the game I actually enjoy the most, I think, out of the three I'm playing. And that's why, if you notice, this game I'm just trying to get through it. I'm not even playing the hard difficulty, I'm just trying to get through it. Whereas Katamari, not only am I playing or whatever difficulty they throw at me, not only did I play that stupid fucking level, I would never do that in this game. That level where you have to be at full speed, the end of last Katamari stream, I was like, alright, well, I mean, I think this should be considered a bug, but I like Katamari, and I've been playing to try and unlock everything. I've been trying to unlock every cousin, I've been trying to unlock every challenge, I've been everything today. I'm frustrated with everything. I'm trying to frustrate. Everything doesn't work the way I want it to. Every goddamn thing is working in a way, or not working. It's been frustrating. I've been very, very angry. And I'm doing my best to kind of like keep my calm. Because it goes up and down. Some days I feel like I've been able to do things relatively well, and my dyspraxia hasn't been such a absolute pain in the ass and completely uncooperative. And some days it has been completely uncooperative. This day, today, has been awful. I'm not happy today, or anything. Like the Tekken practice I did earlier today was fucking abysmal. I felt like nothing was connecting. You know, dyspraxia is an absolute bitch. I hate it. But you know, I try to go with the flow. I also, you know, wanted to come back to this game because, like I say, I'm balancing 3 games at the moment between Digimon Katamari and this, and it's been a while since I've done this, and I kind of want to continue with all 3 of them. But like, I just want to be able to beat this game on normal and call it good. If that's possible, great. If it's not, I guess I have to give up. But whereas Katamari, I'm trying to get challenges, I'm trying to get the cousins, I'm trying to get the presents, I'm trying to get the S ranks. You'll notice that I've been far more thorough in that game. That's because I like that game a lot more than this. As far as the game's concerned, I think this game is good. I think this game is well made. But the dyspraxic person that I am is at odds with it. I also think it's kind of obnoxious and a little bit disparaging against me, if that's the right word. Whereby really, everything I've come across so far, the strategy has never really been that big a deal. And it's entirely, can your muscle memory cope with the physical demands that the game provides? And if you're able to muscle memory your way through a fight, you'll have no problems. But if you can't, and I often can't, especially when I'm first starting, you're fucking dead. You can't do it. I'll retain him. Come on.
I'll do it.
So you'll notice, with every fight, I will start to gradually start to get better. Still not. Oh my god.
Ready to evade.
Why again?
That hurts.
So I'm starting to gradually that was better than the previous one, right? And it'll gradually get back up, and I'll gradually start to get back into the game. Of course, every time I start this, after the period of time that I haven't been playing it, it takes a while. And the same thing happened with the fucking lamp boss, which I ultimately was just one move I needed to learn how to dodge, and I was not able to dodge it the first several times. And then eventually I was able to dodge it. It's very obnoxious.
Good.
Again?
A storm is coming.
As you can see, I'm always a slow starter. You have that.
Prepare to move your head.
Let's spill some ink.
I'll do it.
Again?
Let's push forward.
So Mayhem is 3, as you can see. We have at least 7. So we just go boom, 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 boom. Fortunately, Verso still gets experience when he's dead. And so on and so on and so on and so on. I'm always a slow starter. Every single stream for this, I'm always going to be a slow starter. I'm dyspraxic. I'm ailed. And, mental health affects a variety of different things. Ultimately, everything one does requires some element of mental health. Whether it be doing maths, crosswords, or scoring a goal. And both my mental and physical, capabilities are severely impaired by my mental health. And this is a game that very much plays into that. So, I feel a little, I knew what I was getting into, but obviously you never know the detail until you start doing it. I knew this game was very much a Mario Party-esque type deal prior to start playing, right? And that goes for every other Mario Party. A game I would like to see remastered and the ability to stream it is, because I think it's a really cool game, even though it's really long, is called Lost Odyssey. And that game has similar sort of ideas, timing and whatnot. And my everyday, my OCD is constantly plagued with feeling inadequate. So what happens is, my brain will give me a task. It will give me, can you do this? Did you see that? I went from here, I went to that. With one hand. Which in a way is my own brain's way of making these sort of physical challenges. Can you time? Can you blah? Can you time in real life? Can you, catch this, whatever. So on and so forth. I do that all the time. Because my OCD wants me to do that or whatever, you know, like this is relatively closed and so on. I even thought about maybe making, like maybe at some point, maybe not in this particular place, having a camera above me. Here's an idea that I've had for like, ooh, you know, for every sub, kind of like interaction type deals. Like I have a remote here. There's a camera up there, and I like, well, I dropped it, but like the idea is I would catch it, right? Like, yeah. Obviously you can't see it, but like if you saw a camera from up there, you could see me like trying to catch it. But the point is, I have a lot of OCD elements that make me want to do things just to test myself. Am I capable? And then when I fail, my brain tells me, this adrenaline is why you're lonely. This is why you're a failure. This is why you suck. And I basically have lived a life where I kind of give myself a lot of... I've always been told I'm hard on myself. And I give myself a lot of flogging. Emotional, mental flogging. For why the world and everything is the way it is, and why I'm not where I want to be, and why I can't get on with people, and why people don't like me, and etc, etc, etc. Which is frustrating, obviously. And you can say it's self-made. At least my side of it is self-made, although it's part of that mental health that is difficult to impossible to really grasp and recover and correct and have any real feeling of control over. But it's also, you know, the position I'm in. You know, it's nature and nurture. It's also my interactions with other people. There are many channels, or several channels, that either I got banned for speaking openly, or for things that are incredibly light, by the way, that other people have gotten away with. Well, it depends on the channel. And I have plenty of stories to tell like that, but I don't tend to speak much of them. I'm not exactly a great storyteller anyway. Or just, you know, situations, social situations that have fallen apart. I basically don't know anybody I used to know in terms of like social circle, friends and whatnot. Partly because I stupidly lost my phone, one of my older phones, that had a lot of contact details. And then I never really tried to resurrect those and get those details back. In part because, you know, I guess we weren't really that close to begin with. And like, you know, people that I'd met at uni that I drifted apart from, or people that I'd met at school that I drifted apart from, or whatever. You know, I had a couple of friends here and there. I definitely have about a dozen names in my head I could mention that I wish I still had regular contact with across various aspects of my life. But ultimately, I've never really felt that comfortable or able to communicate with people and get what I want out of those exchanges, as may not be of any surprise. And, you know, I think about it, and part of me, in a similar way to why am I so goddamn unlucky with gacha pulls, or with, you know, when I lose card games or anything. You know, like the brain tries to look at something and make rationality out of it, right? Tries to make sense out of things that they don't get. That's an endeavor that the brain tries to do One of those that my brain likes to do is, well, you're such a incompetent, dyspraxic, clumsy, malcoordinated mess. You don't do these activities that I set for you. No wonder all those other things fell apart. So, I understand that when you try and take rationality to it, that it doesn't really add up, that doesn't really make any sense. But that is what my brain does. A lot. But, yeah, this game feels almost like an attack on my shortcomings that I'm already very, I feel like I've done enough flogging. I don't need a game to also flog me on top of it, but I do want to play this and see what it is and see if it's good. I do think it's a good game. I think it is good. I think it deserves love. I don't think it deserves to be considered to be the holy grail of the best thing ever and better than every other JRPG in the world and all of its other nonsense that is mostly derived from prejudice and hatred towards anime and other things like that. But I do think it's a good game. I do think it deserves to have love and appreciation from other people. But there is always that aspect. That's like, I'm not good at this, so, because of these things. I don't want Verso. I would rather have CL. Now, this might change. Oh, hi. We have a bot friend. And I will not do anything about it because it doesn't matter and doesn't do anything other for me to just be upset about it. But yeah. I prefer Ciel Luna in my heart. But that might change. We're not at a flag right now, but we just passed one. We left one. When their moves start to include those special moves that are not connected by other moves in their move tree, the skill tree, I guess, and they may have link attacks between these three support characters and Verso, which is like the new Gustav Mark II. So once that starts happening, which I feel like it might, but again, I'm not going to just assume that it does, which is similar to the way I was talking about storytelling. Then yeah, we can consider that. I don't think I care to heal one character either. Ramazan. What is the Ramazan? Is it your thing? Probably not. It's your thing. Power 329, which is considerable compared to the thing I'm currently using, and more than this. Sun skills will always apply 10 foretell, but all damage taken is doubled. Why would I want that? Can consume 1 moon charge on turn start to recover 20% of each ally's health. That is glorious. And when it says can, do you get to choose whether it does or not, or what? Or is it just a percentage thing? I don't know. I would like to know the details of the word can here. But base attack gives 1 moon charge, is not bad. Moon skills give 1 more charge, is not bad. And I mean, I don't give a really much of a fuck for base attack stuff. I'm kind of bypassing that. To me, it's either gun skills or specials, spells. But I really like the first one, and also, it's not a. You can make this game be extra hard difficulty with this double damage bullshit, but that's obviously not for me. it's a troubadour again. Fuck.
Take your shot.
Yeah.
Do me in.
Do me in?
Unusual life.
I'd like to have been able to. Yeah, give me one. Troubadour. Yeah, we're not in kiddie playground anymore. Free aim shots. Ooh, deal damage to an additional random target. Ooh, see, I really like that. It's a free aim based one. Plus 50% free aim damage. Generate random stain on free aim shot. I like that a lot. And that's an additional stain, presumably. But also, you got to be very mindful. And beating the last boss kind of, made me realize it. That a lot of these accessories, what's good about them is their own stats. Which I don't really describe in this page, which is kind of weird. But they have their own stats. Like critical burn is speed 8 and critical 6%, which is relatively meaningless. And not very much, even in the things that it's good at. But then you have things like longer shell and applying shell, its duration is increased by 2. That's clearly a one for Mael, who has shell access. Healing an ally also applies rush for 1 turn. You see the plus 329 health. Plus 256 health, for 7 health, plus 329 health. That's really nice. What is your max health right now? 686. Because it wasn't until I gave everybody something like this, which gives you an extra 300 health, that I was able to beat that boss. When they only had like 300 health each, I was dead. Once I gave each one the ability to get up to 600-700 health, I was able to win. So, as you see again, this energizing star gives you 320 health. That actually is arguably more important than the plus 1 AP on Battle Star. Especially for me, you know. There's 25 speed, 9 critical rates. The critical rate's nice on Loon, because I do care for her critical rate. Like the trick thing. But the trick's kind of a bit of a waste, actually, to be fair, if you just use regular shots. But then again, sometimes you may not want to use all that mana for it. But the regular shot's really nice, because then I have the potential to mark and burn something. 30% increased damage on stun targets, but how often is things even being stunned? Not very often. But then again, the 35 speed is really nice on her. But, oh, this is CL. Yeah, I don't need that. Counterattack. Like, I really like the idea of getting CL this. Once she can Grim Harvest for everybody's health, thus applying Rush to everybody. But, yeah, is Elemental Trick even good? I'm not sure it is. I gunned for it, and then I'm like, eh. But generating a bunch of, you know, element stains is good. But only on crit. One of the reasons why critical raise matters for her. True, the immolation does work off the bones. Or it does work off the mark, I should say. So if I mark something before I burn it, I should remember to use just straight up immolation. Instead of continuing to shoot. But I clearly have been forgetting. This is only for one ally, though. The cool thing about CL is she can heal everybody at the same time. I think it's possible to get a skill for Loon that can also heal everybody at the same time, but I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe she's only single target heal and revive. Ultimately, I do think CL could really use that. Marking card is interesting, but I'm not really a fan of it. Like, I like Harvest for the self-heal. I like Sealed Fate. For the damage. But then again, so is Phantom Blade, and I'm not entirely sure whether I care more for Sealed Fate damage or Phantom Blade damage. They're kind of like two moves that do the same kind of thing. And this one costs more than this one, so I may just get rid of this one because it's more expensive. I do like Sealed Fate quite a bit. High single target damage, 5 to 7 hits. Each hit can you consume 1 foretell. So it's a pretty efficient foretell to do 200% extra damage. And then the critical hits on top of that. Whereas this has to use all foretell no matter what. Which I think is worse. I like focused foretell, it's a pretty good start. I don't think I care too much for the marking card, even though I do think it has its use, has its practicality, but I think it should be a sideboard tack and not a main deck type deal, if you know what I mean. But it's not bad. And then Bad Omen is quite nice, actually. Bad Omen's really nice. Deals low dark damage to all enemies, 2 hits, applies 2 foretell per hit. Meaning, if there are 3 enemies, you can potentially do like 12 foretell. Because each one gets 2, each one gets 2. That's a really nice way of generating a lot. I'm going to need to move some of these eventually. So I think the ones I will remove are Marking Card and Phantom Blade. But this can break shields or whatever the fuck. So maybe I... What is Twilight Slash anyway? Isn't that bad and I don't like it? Yeah, I don't like Twilight Slash at all. I think it's rubbish. These are the two I think I'm going to replace for like Grim Harvest and whatever. Because I want the move that regenerates AP, and I want the move that regenerates health. I'm not so sure about this Elemental Trick, though. I think I don't like Elemental Trick. I'm also not that in love with Iceland. I think the ones I like using mostly are Thermal Transfer and Mayhem. Healing Light's good, but it's not necessarily used as much as these two, depending. Yeah, maybe I should use this more instead of my potions. It's true. Low single target fire damage and burn 1 hit implies 1 burn from marked. These sort of nuances I tend to forget. I don't know. Like, Ice Lance is fine, but it's also very basic. I mean, yeah, it slows an enemy potentially. But like, I don't even know if I notice any difference if I even use it regarding the slow. I wish it was a little clearer about that. And it's also one of my... It's literally her most expensive move right now. It'd be better if she had like an even better, more expensive move, so that Infernal Transfer would get more of a benefit rather than just this. Because at the end of the day, you can't really use more than one move, except for very rare cases and very rare moves that allow you to do that. So if instead of Ice Lance I had something that was worth 6 because it was generating from the Infernal Transfer, I was able to generate enough mana, and then like the Flurry from Fury. But then again, the thing with Flurry Fury is like it's a kind of jostling between that and Percy. Percy. I like calling it Percy. It's like a silly name. That's kind of like jostling with Percy on like Mael. And it'd be better if like we had like something that was like 6 and was like really strong. Like Mayhem's pretty strong in itself. I do kind of like just like gun. Maybe get a Marks off or something, and then just going wild with Mayhem. Because like this literally, it generates an ice stain because it deals ice damage. I think it also, judging by the top right, I think it also generates a white stain, but I never really noticed it. As opposed to just generating a fire stain like this one. But like they're always consuming something as well. So it's like you're replacing an ice with a fire. So if you have 2 ice, you can then replace one and put a fire instead. And this replaces a green to give you and I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure one of the loading screens it said that light stains are jokers, so they can be used for any. But I still don't have any like big move that benefits of having different color stains. So I need to look at that. What is this, Nuina? Muga. That guy's pretty big.
Here's your card. Let the ink flow.
The immolation can work. Thing is, she's only on 300 health. It's little. You gotta burn. Thing is, I think I just want to heal.
Brace yourselves. Ready.
I can't.
Here's your card.
Here's your card. Here's your card. You are marked.
Feel the burn.
Here's your card. Not here's your card. Here's your card. That definitely gives me a bigger window than other things, which I do like. Which is nice. Now, if I was to run back, to the flag. Would I have to fight these guys again? Is there a flag up there? That looks like a flag. That does look like a flag. That's cool. So yeah, you know, I haven't been using a lot of my points as well. And the other day I did learn about how you can reload previous saves and you can actually test things out, which is nice. A little bit awkward how they do it. It's not me making those saves, because then it's easier for me to know what I've done if I'm the one making the saves, rather than the saves kind of being there to know which save to go back to and whatnot. But, you know, it's better than nothing. Which is what I thought was the case. For sure. Just low earth damage. Yeah, silence. Why does it say 2 here? Do I have to assign the skill in order to learn it? Or is it just like 2 points costs 2? Revives an ally for each 70% health and 2 additional. I mean, that's very useful. And then that's the heal everybody. But I already have CL. So I don't know how much I need that. But it's good to know that you have it. Also, when it says, heals 1 to 3 allies with 40-60% health, consumes 3 red stains to also apply regen, heals on turn start for 3 turns. And we have that other Picto move, whatever. I talked about something like when you heal somebody, you give them rush. Does the regen from this proc that? So I don't know if you get rush for 1 turn. I don't even know what rush is. But then can you like get proc 3 turns of rush for having 3 turns of regen? Because this skill is effectively healing them for 3 consecutive turns. So it says if a skill is healing something, and this person has that ability, that also gives them rush. You know, to kind of like synergize. Single target earth damage 2 hits can break. And I like the idea of rock slide. High single target earth damage breaks. Break damage 5 hits. Crustal crush. It costs 7. Yeah, you see, this costs 5, and this costs 7. So these are the things that might be... Like, if we get to 7 for this, and we do the high single target, that's not too bad. But at the same time, getting a revive right now is really nice. Her is 4. She has this. What I'm interested in is this. I'm also interested in this. The harvests, basically. Medium single target damage, physical damage, 2 hits, consumes all foretell on a target, and gives +1 AP to a party member for each foretell consumed. Now, is that a random distribution of AP among party members? Does it go to someone who already has their AP full? I don't know. But it seems pretty nice to be able to generate a bunch of foretell and then just generate a ton of AP out of it. But I think this is also heals all allies by 30% health after dealing medium single target damage. Consumes foretell to increase heal by 5% per foretell. Yeah. Does it well, you can't go above 10. So. It will consume all foretell every time. That's okay. Increasing their speed, yeah, sure. Yeah. So I want to get this, but I mean, having 2 healers. That costs 5 as well. And then you, who has 7 possible points. Deals medium damage to all enemies, 1 hit, uses weapons element, and applies defenseless. Is applying defenseless good? Clearly, this is mostly a straight upgrade to this. It's not entirely, but, you know. Also, I mean, it depends, to be fair. If she's last, I mean, once the enemy has their go, if they have their go immediately afterwards, then they just lose their defenses immediately, then that's not good. But, oh yeah, they're breaking rules and that. Yeah, then it's the target's defense and spend a second turn. But this is only 1 turn. But I like the idea of destroying all target shields and then gaining 1 AP per shield destroyed. That's really nice. Target becoming weak to fire for 2 turns is pretty cool too. Yeah, Virtuous Stance costs 4 AP. That's similar to Percy. It's like a better Percy. Because it starts at 5 and gets reduced by 3 on Virtuoso. It starts at 7 and goes down to 4 on Virtuoso. And they both have the increased damage to mark targets. So this is like a super Percy. Yeah. Deal medium, deal high. These are all spark based stuff. Spark puts you in defensive stance, so you kind of like rotate between Spark and these. And actually, you rotate between the gauge mod maybe and these, because then you make them weak to fire, and then you keep hitting them with fire. 2 hits. And then you use the combustion when you have enough burn on them. That is one direction that you can go. This can apply 15 burn. I don't think there's a cap on how much burn you can apply to something, as opposed to like how much foretell you have and other things. And this is 9 mana. Critical hit dealing double damage is kind of crazy. Deal extreme single target damage. Like 3 hits of extreme versus 5 hits of extreme that can also then deal double damage on top of it. Seems kind of insane. You would need high critical chance to. And it's of course 9 mana, so that's a lot. Does it explain what defenseless is? But yeah, these sort of moves. These 4 here. Once they get unlocked. And potentially these as well. I don't really know what direction to go with that. I've already gone down this direction now, and the sword ballet is quite a nice payoff. It's a payoff for having high critical rate. I don't know if I want to build her for that. And the guard up, blast shell, reducing damage taken under free allies. How much points do I have on this? 28. 32, 48, 48. Yeah. Awesome. Healing mark, a warning mark. Yeah, she can't really heal herself like the other two. So her having healing mark is pretty nice. I have to remember that too. So many like small little things I don't remember. I removed the dead energy for that boss that we dealt with last time. Because there was just one enemy. Once the fight was over, or once it died, the fight was over. So there was no point having dead energy because there was no way I was gonna make use of it after killing an enemy. Whereas the boss doesn't mean anything. It didn't have like ads. If the boss had ads, it had these lamp things, but they're not ads. It had other enemies that kept spawning, then maybe, but it didn't. So it was completely useless. It'd be once you kill an enemy, there's one enemy to kill, and then the fight is over. Then you can't really use AP because the fight is over. So that's why I removed those, even though I like those. But now we can put them back on. No, no, damn it. Yeah, I've had a frustrating day. Like offensive switch might be one of my only ways of moving into offensive stance. Swiss Stride moves me to just adds, doesn't necessarily move you. This doesn't move into any stance. This stays you into Virtuoso if you already have it. This moves you into Virtuoso. Again, I'm not entirely sure what even Virtuoso gives you as far as like stat difference. This moves you into defensive, I think. This moves you... No, it just loses. You just become stanceless. And this one moves you into offensive stance. Heads and neck. So we've got one thing for offensive stance, one thing for defensive stance. Meaning, if I remove either of them, I don't have any way of actually moving into that stance anymore. But I've been doing a lot of things to try and like... I don't know how to really build any of these characters that well. Breaking blows, too low single target physical damage. Because if I wanted this, for any reasons, I start seeing shield enemies. What would I take out? I'm not entirely sure. I really don't know. And what is the shell one again? On applying shell, its duration is increased by 2. But is that just on her, or is it on everybody? When it says on applying shell, if she's the one applying the shell on everybody, does that mean everybody's gets increased by 2? Or is it because she's the one that equips this? Mael is the only one that gets the buff. But it's on applying, right? I kind of like this. We don't need the silly thing. Oh, it tells you how much they're going to cost as well. That's cool. It says 10. This is a lot more defense. For less health. But she has more health to start with anyway than everybody else. She still has over 700 health. Even without that. And more than these two. That's pretty good. I like the longer shell on her. Healing an ally. I will want this on somebody. I'm not entirely sure who. I got your move now, right? Revive. Oh, that's the revive, yeah. Yeah. I kind of want to remove Icelands and put Rebirth instead. But I'm really not so sure about this elemental trick. Maybe. She can break shields if force stains are consumed. Still not using the breaking rounds.
ready to evade.
So if I go that in, I can put 4 on each. But if I go for town, focus for town, then I can put 5 on that. I don't really want to start with elemental trap. I want to start by using these. What? Oh. Okay. I didn't do what I wanted to do.
Let's spill some ink.
Goddamn. Controller likes to vibrate. Oh shit! I thought it was R2 now.
Tie up.
Swiftly now. Are you going?
Anja. Parry it.
Oh, good. I get confused.
Here we go. Useful. Zoom in. Lady Luck smiled today.
Go back to this black. So yeah, I've had a very frustrating day where nothing seems to want to cooperate with me. So I've tried to take things easy. Oh, for the love of God, why are you back? Ah.
Great.
513. Excuse me? Why are you back? Why did I get 14?
Parry it. On me.
What? Which button is it? Well, R1 or R2? Oh god.
Zoom in.
ready to evade.
I don't. Which button? I've forgotten which button is it. It says on the bottom. Should I do it?
Here, dodge.
Radiant's R2.
On me. This will hurt.
Really? Whatever.
I'm back.
Lune, watch out.
Danger. Let's push forward.
Really missed it. I'm getting more because I did something.
I'll do it.
Anja.
Right. Sorry.
This and precision.
Not looking good.
My stupid speaker thing is bad again. Why do they keep respawning? Oh my god. Oh, for Christ's sake. Ugh. What is that? Is that what I'm looking at? I'm jumping.
Please survive.
pressing the pad button, it doesn't bloody do anything. And then when I turn around, yeah, of course it will do it immediately. I'm so frustrated today. I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated. I'm doing my level best just to not scream and shout and bash everything. I'm bloody angry about it. Nope.
Brace yourselves. Take cover.
Why are you faster than me? Why do they have fucking armor?
Here's your card. Let the ink flow.
Oh, I don't have that anymore. Whatever. Oh, you're good now? You don't have anything? Oh, because the damage is like that. Oh. But that damage doesn't remove... It removes shields, but it doesn't remove the mark. Very interesting. Nobody is burned.
Please survive.
See, I can't tell which one it is.
Ready to evade. Take cover.
What? That's what I did. That's what I did.
Lady Luck smiled today.
No, that one.
Ungassed.
Is this what I decided I'm seeing? Looking over here and going, oh, there's a thing over there.
Great.
This is what I was looking at. There's like big doors over here, but I can't open them. Yeah, whatever. Can't do anything. It won't let me. It won't let me. Clearly, there is nothing here, but yet I'm being stalled by an invisible wall. What are you? Oh, no. That guy's a very big thing on him. But why not buy them?
I see you.
This uses all their mana. I think it's pretty nice.
Precise. Strike. Ready to carry.
It's a very wide window.
Please survive.
This thing already has 4 talent. Right? I wanted to try and get more. That's fine.
Lovely to see you.
And that move for 4 is really good. It's 5 to 7 hits with pretty good damage. And it also gets buffs like critical and stuff. If you get critical damage. I forget what the buffs are though. It only costs 4, which is kind of cheap for what it is. Like, I could easily be a 6. You know, fair enough. Where are you? Right. It's another Patank thing, which I can't do anything about. Some enemy. Why would I care about that? What's that?
Interesting.
It's just chroma. It's not that interesting. What is this?
Nice.
Yeah. The tank is there. But I can't defeat you anyway. That symbolism thing. It's gonna summon enemies again. I pressed the button, it didn't do anything. I pressed X. It's gonna have another
Bury
thing.
it.
Let me try again.
Let's dance.
What do you mean? Again, pressing the pad button, but as soon as I turn it around, look, I'm pressing the pad button, but as soon as I turn around, oh, now it works. I don't want to abandon battle, I want to restart it.
Here's your card. Let us stain them.
Finesse and grace. From fire.
Brace yourself.
Look out! Dear George!
Yeah.
Mael. If I die, so be it.
That's what that is. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do.
En garde!
I had no idea what I'm supposed to do with that. When I can't even gain mana in any way because of exhaust. I guess I have to heal myself. Like, I don't care. If that protect never gets seen again, like, so be it. Oh, okay. You may leave. I know so we can leave. This is a bit of a maze.
Emily, Expedition Wolf 41.
Wolf? Why wolf?
My bag's getting weighed down from all my kills. Maybe I need to pick smaller trophies. Estelle bagged 7 of those armoured nevs. So I've got to get at least 8 in this next batch if I'm going to beat her.
This
Leah showed me how to
sounds
double up my
like
weapon pictos. Might not be stable,
Katharina
but the bang's going to be worth it.
in
The painters might be out of our reach,
metaphor.
but her minions aren't. And if I die, I'm gonna make sure I die big. Like Xavier says, subtlety is not our game. We only live till 40. So let's go make some friends.
I forgot something.
Parry it!
What? You told me to parry.
Look out! Well, well. I'll use your knife. Let the ink flow.
Oh, play games. Yeah, I don't remember. Like, was it R1, R2? Did I pressed R2?
Grace.
I'm pretty sure it was R2, right? I'm supposed to press? Also, that should say reset button on the band, and otherwise I might have retry against the attack or whatever.
Let's dance.
No, I thought it was the other thing.
Parry it!
I don't trust the controls. I really don't. That's not already obvious. You say parry it, but like half the time I try to use the parry fucking move and it doesn't do shit. Woo! Nothing works today. I'm really struggling today. I'm really struggling. Everything makes me upset.
I'll do it.
Yeah, you see. Which is it? I don't know. So frustrating.
Not today. Okay.
Well, they're both mine.
I'm waiting.
This will hurt. $9,999. Maybe I should try going back to that mechanic. I don't know if it's possible.
Useful.
What is that? That thing looks ginormous. Is the plank back? Or is it still here? Yeah, no, okay. So it's still here. That's cool. Didn't lose my only opportunity to get it. Well, there's also this.
An advantage.
Because, like, if we can do that Percy thing. Then we can kill it. Why is it?
Parry it.
Maybe I can't see. Careful. Maya, brace yourself. go.
Here we go. We can marshal code it. Not what I wanted.
Feel the burn. On guard.
I can't sleep now.
I've got to use parries more against those guys, and I probably could take the one that I passed on earlier too, if that's the case. I wanted to press the button.
Take cover.
Damn.
I'm ready.
Oh, I thought. Well, that's 3-star. Nothing went right though. Nothing. I didn't get my initial attack to start the fight. Again. Not a big
Danger.
fan. I didn't get anything. I'm pressing the button and it just doesn't do anything!
Here's your card. Let the ink flow.
No.
Feel the burn.
Finesse and grace. From fire.
Dodge skill.
No. Shit. I didn't know which one it was. I'm done. Reset.
I'm
Can I
ready.
please reset? Oh, I can? Okay, good. I block. Dodge. I can't think of words. I'm pressing the button. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, dodge.
What is the point?
That's unfortunate.
A storm is coming.
And so am I.
I'm ready.
What is it? I don't understand. Like I'm fucking pressing R2 and it doesn't matter. It's so ambiguous. Do you want me to press R2 or what? Which is it? Half the time I fucking press R2, I just get nothing.
Lune, attention.
So now it works, huh? But the previous time it wouldn't.
Let's dance.
Here's your card. Let us stain them. Careful now.
Now you left. Now you left. Why not the previous time?
Please survive.
I didn't know. Oh. Of course you get hit every time. Why not? I know, of course it's on the same one. This stupid fucking controller vibrates like crazy.
I die, so be it. Take your shot.
back. Bloody hell, that thing is back. Will it always be back if I go away and then I try and heal up? It'll always come back. Is that it? The enemy will always be back. I guess what I have to do, I guess in that case, is just use one of the goblets. Yeah. This thing will always be back. Always. I'll at least try my luck against this thing. What the fuck happened to the camera? Manic.
Please, fight!
No margin for error. Danger! Try me.
Hear that? It's because this goddamn controller keeps vibrating. Trying to make it in a way that gets the noise so you can hear it. Yeah, you hear that noise? That's it vibrating. And for the most part, to stop the vibrating, you have to unselect the controller and unplug the controller, I should say, and then replug it. But doing that also tends to bring up the menu screen.
Okay.
Look out.
Ready to parry.
Careful now. Here's your card. Let's finish this.
I can't.
I can do it.
I can't finish this.
I'm ready.
Oh, you
I'm
can.
ready.
I tried to parry it. Yeah, I can't do this. can't beat that.
Looks like we passed the danger zone.
I'd have to come
And no
back,
sign of your
but
special
we-
Nevron.
We could be bothered so much, remember.
I guess we're lucky.
We got the tank at least. Because I can't beat that. What is this weird guy next to me?
Expedition 57, Carla. These siege engines seemed much more powerful in Lumiere. But on this battlefield, next to all these broken bodies, staring at the true size of the monolith, I feel despair. I dare not show my true feelings. As commander, I cannot yield to fear, but I can't help but wonder, is pressing forward the correct course of action? Our lives are forfeit anyway, but is there perhaps a better way to spend such precious coin?
Coin? That's what you care about? Not the money! Anything but the money. Now that's a gestural, but it sounds almost like a Hollow Knight character. Hello. Kasumi. Crossing the damn sea was hard, but oof. Didn't expect to find a war zone brimming with Nevrons. Benison. I don't know if this is good or not. Inverted affinity. Apply inverted on self for 3 turns on battle start. What the fuck that means. Plus 50% increased damage while inverted. Let's see. That's nice. I don't know if it means that we lose defense. It didn't seem to. Critical rate at 11%. You can buy recounts, which is nice. Healing skills cost 1 less AP, which is pretty cool. But whose is this?
Let's spill some ink. Fatu.
Invert Infinity. Oh, we got a second one. Obscur. We got a second one of these, didn't we? Right?
I got it.
I'm not gonna check. Thank you. You too. I assumed we got a second one because it did show Invert Infinity. But apparently not. Did I just waste money for no reason? I mean, there was to unlock the fucking stupid, you know, obscure thing, whatever. I don't care for that. "25 speed and 22% critical rate is not very good. The stun targets doesn't mean anything. Energy start level 4 is kind of crazy. Where did I pick that up? Given this is not a very big health increase, it's got a lot of critical rate. I mean, if it's critical rate, it should be on here. Plus 25% critical chance increase, which, you know, obviously is really important for her because she's already wanting critical shit. This critical moment thing, however, I'm not so sure about. Do I really want her to have less health? I don't know. 50 less health. But 11 critical rate, which is really nice. Kind of like that. On applying shell. Yeah, I need to try this. See if it's good. Alrighty, good. Oh, because that's the. I always get confused. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. 513 health. Yeah, healing and supplies rush for 1 turn. 65 speed. But I would like my fastest character to be Luna. And she isn't at the moment, is she? So I don't know. But at the same time, the accelerating heal makes sense to go on CL. So it's contradictions. I really don't care for the stun boost at all anyway. But I don't necessarily care to increase her health either. That much. Like, I want everybody to increase their health, if anything. Like, her health's now insane. I don't know if I need that. But granted, if I had everybody at 1,000 health, maybe things would be better anymore. Which I could do. Like, this is nutty. Plus, I have 513 health. I could definitely get somebody's health up to a similar standard as CL now. Rewarding plus 2 AP on dealing damage to a marked target once per turn. Which works really well, feeling more. This is why it's nice when she's the slowest character of the three. Especially if I start using on guard or whatever. Like, I like all these abilities. But 20 is insanely expensive. Whereas 10 and 5, I guess, are starting to become more doable. Like, now we have 2 more spaces on this as well. So if I was simply to put the 5 here by giving her 3 more. Are we at a flag? I don't know. I feel like if I enter a cutscene, it's going to give me a boss. Or whatever, I guess. Oh, it's a chest. Is it down? Why is it gone without actually even done anything? Can I jump on this? Oh my god, you're so annoying. Jump on this. Why do you keep moving on the thing? Do not fall off the thing. I thought I saw something over here that I propped, but it just disappeared without actually doing it. God damn. Why do I keep seeing like flash to red for a brief moment? I can't move my mouse any finer than this. My controller, I should say. Yeah, it keeps flashing to red. So I should be able to get on top of this with the ladder and such. Is that right?
Well, that will help.
It's just another elixir. Is there only any enemies in between now and there? I think there is. You're allowed to just go back here. So, oh, but I need the camp, don't I? I can still rest the elixirs. Oh yeah, and that's what we got. We're gaining the elixirs. Now we have 4 abilities to heal ourselves. In between flags. This reminds me of a quest in Resonance of Fate, which is actually the first mission that takes you to this place to hand over a rose over a grave, and then you get ambushed by an enemy boss, which looks a fair bit like the big slasher we just lost to, with the big like arms. But we kind of get ambushed before we manage to put the rose on the grave. Kind of like with the whole Gustav situation. Now we're going to get ambushed in the same way here as we try to find the spot for Gustav Ryan. Lamia in the 4th level, which is you go back to later
Hey.
in the game.
You holding up? We're almost there.
Holding up. Everywhere we go, just death. Death and more death. Everywhere we go, just death. I don't want to see that anymore.
Look, my
I
Elliot.
thought you would understand. You said you spent your immortality burying the people around you. Doesn't any of this bother you?
What do you think about the words
And
holding
you.
up?
Gustav's dead. How can you keep going like nothing happened?
I don't think that's what they're doing.
We need to continue.
Why do you...
Mael. You know what we must do. When one falls, come on.
Well, it was not any old one. It was specifically the one that has been repeated over and over, which are always good. Yeah, here we go. What?
Are you hurt?
Fine.
Ready?
Careful now.
Well, that was annoying. Don Valley, down in the valley. Down in the valleys of Wales. What?
Take your shot.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why did that kill her? I'm trying to heal her, right? Did he apply an ailment on me that does that? It turns healing into death? Is that what we're dealing with? Yeah, I don't need to see this again. Alright. Did we gain some kind of fucking ailment? For some reason? Verso. Verso is a status effect that prevents the character from being healed. If characters heal one verted, they take damage instead. You didn't explain that when I got the fucking thing.
A storm is coming.
Right. Well, we're fucked then. If you didn't explain that. Turn me back to the flag. You didn't explain that that was what inverted meant. You never said anything about that. How was I supposed to know that's what inverted meant? Right. Like, I was wondering if it meant taking double damage or whatever. No, it just means literally you can't fucking heal, which is arguably even worse. Alright, well, whatever. We'll just go back to this, something else. I wish you'd be fucking clear about this. Instead of being dumb. but I guess it can't be helped. At least you did the whole thing with that. And I know inverted, you know, could mean a bunch of different things. Again, kind of like what I said at the beginning of the stream. Maybe some people would be like, oh yeah, inverted clearly means that specific aspect of what inverted could mean. When it could mean a whole bunch of different things. It could mean take double damage. It could mean, you know, whatever. Why it has to mean you can't heal? Just say you fucking can't heal, and I know not to buy it.
It's locked on you.
Rock and roll.
Ready. Lady Luck's smiling today. Chroma is flowing.
Dun Valley. Dun Valley. Interesting. Did I lose that? Flying stains gives me with shots. Did I lose that? Is that what I took out?
Careful, Maya.
Let's spill some ink.
I'm trying to make it sound again. It's vibrating again. And when I release it, it puts that menu back up. It's very irritating. Unfortunately, I looked on Amazon recently to try and get replacement controllers because I need them again. There isn't really good options right now, at least last time I looked.
I'm waiting. Here's your card. A storm is coming.
Right. I don't want to do anything. That's from the past. Because I don't want to lose this mark. I want to go straight into my L and you know.
I'm waiting.
That's stupid damage. I wanted to jump.
Let's pay. Oh, you've been overflowing with energy.
Stop burning it. However, it's not burning anymore, so she's not in virtuous anymore.
Ready to evade.
This will hurt.
This thing is
From fire.
head back to Verso as well. Do we have any 14? Last 10.
Cian, don't!
Mael.
Nope, pass. Pass. Unless... No, that's okay. Because we got marking card. $8,000 damage is just absolutely fucking stupid. Onto the jump. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Now's our chance.
Gas.
Your fate is sealed. I'm ready.
This will hurt.
It's all in about how difficult or easy it is to dodge its bullshit. And in this case, it's piss, so... It's the entire game. Which I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan that that is the entire game.
On me.
Granted, you do need to be... Does it matter? No.
Prepare to meet your end.
If you're gonna have a second form too,
Try me.
I jump.
Time to take risks. Unusual life. Careful, my elf.
Ah, of course. That's a second. I'm gonna have to pass.
Lune, attention.
Ah.
Careful now.
You get to go again? Can you stop? That's really annoying.
Precise strike.
I'm ready.
Ah. I pressed jump, you just didn't do it. I pressed jump, just didn't do it. For fuck's sake, I pressed jump and just doesn't do shit. Just-
I'll use your knife.
Let's dance.
Let's push forward. Let's keep going.
Please survive.
Oh god.
Time to hit big. Precise strike.
Why? Oh, because we're not in the stance. We're not in the stance. It's fine.
Eyes don't lie.
My
Uh-oh.
let's dance.
Uh. is where we need our revives, I guess. It's really annoying that I seem to have lost the picto that allows me to generate stains of the heads. It's really bad.
Please survive.
Ah. Are we still inverted? Is there any way of knowing if we're still inverted or not? I guess that weird symbol is showing that we are.
Finesse and grace.
Now's our chance.
When do we get to... Well, I guess if we die, we can revive. And if we revive, then we no longer have the thing again. Just as long as not everybody dies at the same time.
Enemies. Come.
Here's your card.
My own.
No!
Not looking good. Precise. Strike.
That last section was also good. Even though this fucking thing had 2 health bars, and I really... how many times have I said already that I dislike boss rushes? And you can basically tack on every equivalent to a boss rush to that. Including, here's the same boss, again. the reason why I was able to first try this, as opposed to take several times other things, is that, for one, he was never really doing that much damage even when he hit me, like 150 is nothing. But then also, they weren't that difficult to dodge at all. And that's everything in this game. That's the entire thing, is just, can you dodge or not? There's like, the amount of strategy, of course it's strategy, but like the amount of strategy is baby shit, bare bones. And maybe, you know, obviously, hold my hand up, I'm playing on normal because, you know, you see how much I struggle with the fucking dyspraxic nonsense. With the timing and all that. Anyway. I have to play on normal. But I feel like even on hard, the strategy, it's really... This is why, I guess this is why... It's an indictment on people. But not just for the fucking anime thing. It's an indictment on people because they're fucking stupid. People are stupid. This game is loved by so many people because people are stupid. They are fucking stupid. Because why? Because this game is great at like causing like effect and emotion and even I think it goes a little far with the gore, but you know, all of that and oh serious blah. But like the spectacle is like very like, oh look at all this movement, Kamehameha, oh. But if you actually play, at least for me, yes, the fucking timing is really difficult, so that's why I don't play on hard. But maybe a hard is different. So again, you know, I apologize if this is not the case on hard. But I feel like the actual strategy thing that I would find more-ish is just so bare bones. It's so low. It's relatively mean. I mean, as long as you get enough good hits in my L with the fucking Mark X and Virtuoso, you get 8,000 fucking damage just from doing that. You saw me do that like 2, 3, 4 times. Like, the strategy is so low because people don't want strategy. They want a spectacle and they want visceral. And these two things, this game is high at. This game is very visceral, and this game is a great spectacle, I guess, if you're into what it's showing. The strategy is fucking piss. It's real low. It's like next to nothing. And that's what people like. Why? Because they're stupid! If you're intelligent, you want it the other way around. Like, I don't give a damn for Civ 6 or 7s. And that's not exactly the best example of strategy either, mind you. Maybe Sword to Stars The Pit, even though I never played that. I watched Tonus play quite a bit. Back in the day. That's a game that arguably has, like, really shitty graphics, or not great amazing graphics. But his strategy is, like, really hard. So it's like the inverse. So it's very, like, niche and under the cover, under the radar, and not many people care about it, less people like it. You know? Something like this, oh, it's amazing, oh, because it's got none of that. It's got none of that because people can't handle that. People by and large probably, I mean, I am dyspraxic, I am literally ailed in this regard, are almost certainly much better at, what's going on? Yeah, thanks. At the visceral aspect of it, you know, the timing, and even though I found this relatively straightforward, which is why I was able to just breeze through it. Even though it was long and fucking took 20 minutes because it's 2 bloody fights. But that's where other people might excel. But strategy-wise, they're rubbish. But, you know, they don't want to be tested on strategy. So a game that doesn't really test them on strategy, but gives them that visceral feeling, well, this is great. This does do that. This is very good at that. That's what it does. It does the visceral shit. If that's what you want, then this definitely does it. But, like, that's not me. So this game was never made for the likes of me. And unfortunately, I look at other people as generally, you're fucking stupid. You might be better reaction, and physically you're probably way better. But, like, people who love this game, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Because you like bare bones baby shit when it comes to strategy. There's, like, no strategy here. I'm trying to say, like, Etrian or something. Where, like, you know, I really like strategy, but I'm trying to find better examples. This is very much a visceral experience. You know, it requires motion reflex.
This Nevron wasn't that strong.
Reaction to
well.
vision. So, you know,
done
my
fast.
eyesight is bad. My movement is bad. My motor senses are bad. You know, my everything is bad, so I'm bad. But like, yeah, I know that. I excel in strategy. I don't excel. That's where I like.
Is what we're fighting for.
You feel better for a bit? You know, that's what I'm looking at. Oh, amazing scene, blah blah, blah. Amazing spectacle. But like the strategy is just, it's so minimal, it's so low. People don't want that. Like compare like Labyrinth with Galarian Refrain as well. Those games are pretty challenging strategy wise. This is not. Like next to no strategy whatsoever. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, cool. I'm supposed to go up. Well, that's pretty cool. We were able to do something today. Because I started very slow. I was basically stuck in the same area for quite a while. And then we did a fight and we got some progress and blah 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 blah. Did some things. I don't think I'm missing anything, am I? Because I know my eyesight is bad. I know my motor senses are bad. I've had to live them my whole life and they frustrate me every day. And I know that. But he did quite a few moves, but they were all very telegraphed and very easy to dodge. Whereas that's not always the case. And that does kind of decide a lot. And even when he did hit me, it didn't hit me very much. So, what is this place? I'm supposed to go that way or this way? There's like so many places to go. Haven't been anywhere here, have we? I don't think so. Is there anything good to be had here, or am I just wasting my time? Especially go on forever. I don't even know if there's anything good to be here. There's something here.
Nice.
Revive Tint Energy. Revive Tints also give free AP. Oh. I do like that, but at the same time, how does that work? Is it only the person? Do you just have to have someone in your team that has that? Or do you like... Can you even stack it? To get 9 AP? Or does it have to be the person that has it also to use the revive? Also, you know, has to be the one using the revive potion that has to have the ability? Or is it like, can I have the ability on one person and still work even if I use the revive potion on somebody else? And do they have to be alive?
This the place.
Yeah. We can bury your friend under this tree, if that's okay with you.
I see. So what's this way? Flag. That's cool. Like, I'm not even using much of the skill points because I don't really know what to put them in because I'm not being tested, even though at the same time I'm being tested. You see what I mean? I'm being tested viscerally. I'm not being tested strategically. Because my visceral is way worse. Usually I don't play games that require it. So because I'm not being tested, it's kind of like entering Odyssey 1. But it's even easier strategically. Like entering Odyssey 1 is a cakewalk. Entering Odyssey anything else is not. Entering Odyssey 1, I only needed to use the skill points, and I had like 30 or 40 stocked up for each person. Once I got to the final boss. And everything before that was piss. Oh, there's another flag. Oh. No, it's not actually a flag. Okay.
Couldn't wait for me, could you? I wish we could.
Rest easy, Gustav.
I'll finish what you started. The Paintress, Renoir, they will pay.
No more dome. Just open skies.
I'll save them, Gustav. Emma, your apprentices, everyone.
You can leave it to us.
Oh, yeah.
You were
already did.
always there for me.
I'll save them.
Say hi to Soph for me, yeah?
We could never tell if you were my brother or my father. But to me, you were both. Best brother and father I've ever had.
When one falls, we continue.
Thanks for being my family.
Yeah.
See you in the next life.
Well, I didn't really know Gustav that well to be that attached to them, but you know. I clearly want us to care. And I do, because I can't help but care when anything like this is expressed. But not because of Gustav particularly, but because a life was lost and blah, blah, blah. Like the generic aspect I care. I don't care really about Gustav that much specifically. Even though he was a character. Like, I never even really used him. I never care to use him. I find his kit particularly compelling. Characters, you know, whatever, regular dude. For the most part. Just a guy kind of dude. But sure, whatever. Oh, this is the end of the area. So what if I do continue to go back? Those circles is means it's the end of the area. Can you move? Let's go back to where the flag was and proceed that direction and see what else is there, unless it coils back onto familiar territory, in which case we can like just call it good then. Which it may well do, but I don't know where that is. But hey, I think we did well today. It's coming down to an end. I think what we do is we see whatever else is here. We try and find some familiar territory. We then realize that we've seen basically everything. We come back across. We go through that portal, and at the end of that portal, we end the stream. Maybe I try to use the camp and increase Mael's thing a little bit. Oh, but she has 3 now. Yeah, the rewarding one. I want to remove this off her and then purchase it with Lumina points by adding 2 points. Oh. This is familiar territory. Okay. I see. Alright. Okay. Good in the end. When we're in the map, we add 2 Lumina points. We switch on rewarding mark. We take off the Lumina, put it back on. I also need to bring back the Lumina that gives me stains for free shots, because that's really important. I'm not happy not to have that. But I don't know if I need to just use that as a Lumina instead. And I don't know how much that costs. So maybe we do it that way. It's been 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours. My usual sort of time. And we call it good. This seems pretty good. This is exit. Forgotten battlefield. Back at camp. Oh, well, they already gave me camp.
For about 2 hours. Then there's a big lake. We shouldn't go there at all.
Really.
We should make a right, and then it's going to take a few hours, and then we make a stop. We get some rest and some food. And then from there, we head north to Monoko Station.
Why there?
To recruit my oldest friend. We'll need the extra firepower, because our next goal will be to take down the Paintress' heart.
Her heart?
Yes. You can't just stroll up to the Paintress. The chroma there is far too dense. It erases anyone who gets close. But if we destroy her heart, the barrier will fall.
Okay. So where is this heart? What does it look
Morocco
like?
snaken. Oh, maybe not.
What it looks like,
That's what a friend is.
that I don't know. But I do know that it's somewhere in the center of old Lumiere.
You found old Lumiere?
Yes.
So it's true. Before the fracture, our Lumiere was part of a larger city on the continent.
I've traveled with many expeditions.
And
Was
they all
with the
died.
58 when we found old Lumiere. The rim were erased them before we could get further. And I don't know much more.
All right then. Let's go meet your friend at Monoko Station. And then we'll take the Paintress's heart.
That's what he said. Yeah. That last picture was quite a screenshot. So this means that we're already at the camp where I want to be. So how do we go about this? Loon. What did I remove from you that I don't like removing from you? Why were we not? Why were we not? I don't understand. I should be able to generate. Was it the weapon? It's the weapon. Generate a random stain on free aim shots. Yeah. And you replaced it with free aim shots, deal damage to an additional random target instead. I see. If I was to level up this weapon, because this ability I really like. The free aim shot's dealing additional random targets, fine, but it's not good against bosses, especially when your boss is just one enemy and doesn't do anything. So this is nowhere near as good an ability as this. I was like, why am I not able to generate this? Although, to be fair, well, that's only on crits though. It gives more validity to the generate 4 10th thing. Let me, again, not really. I like this Trebuchet too much. I like this ability, generate random stain on free aim shot, way too much. I can only hope that I can get the power up to match this, at least to some degree. At least 250. But I don't know. Yeah, I really like that one. Yes. If it's up by 44 each time, if not more, then that would be good. Yeah, I really like this weapon a lot. It also gives me electric, which is nice. So now they're at the same level, and this one actually has more attack power than this one. I don't care about base attack though. But I don't mind going up to level 10 and getting +1 AP on stains are consumed. But I guess we can't do that. But yeah, no, I really, really like butts. No, I really like this weapon. I was like, why is this? What is happening? I thought it was like a Picto or something. No, it's the weapon. Alright, let's go back to the Trebuchet. Trebuchet. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really glad. That's really cool. And you know, that would have saved fucking... What's it called? That would have saved it. What a clever bunch of people. Like, they made a really good game. It's just really shit on the strategy. But my god, they're very clever people. I like them. I'm glad they did well. This would have saved Monu. This would have saved Monu. I hated Monu. Monu sucked. And there are many things that I didn't like about Monu, but one of the biggest I didn't like about Monu was, oh, here's 100 different weapons you have. Oh, did you get a level 11 weapon? Oh, great. But 2 steps down the line, in the next row or whatever, next, you know, dead end, avenue, whatever you walk to, there's a level 12 weapon. Oh, but don't worry about the level 12 weapon, because on the next floor or the next whatever, there's level 13 weapon. And then, no, there's level... And it just kept going. And it was so boring because like you wanted to like, oh, I like this weapon. Let me, dedicate to this weapon, only to then 2 minutes later, well, I guess this weapon's now outdated. I guess this weapon's now outdated. I guess this weapon, and constantly fed out, and you can never really attach yourself to any weapon because as soon as you got one, it was just like, well, what's the point? Because and you had like upgrade abilities, but like they weren't like this. I really feel like, because like the next level one was always better, kind of thing, and you couldn't really justify matching up to it. That's how I felt about it, at least in Monyu. Is that the weapons always superseded one another. And you couldn't justify keeping an older weapon because you just used the newer one. The cost of upgrading was too high, whatever it may be, and it was always bad, and it's frustrating. And it's just like, well, I have all these weapons I don't give a damn about, and I'm not going to give a damn about the next bit of gear because it's always going to be, like the utility of the weapons were really basic. There was nothing really characteristic about them. It was just very basic, sort of like level grade and stuff like that. And when they don't have any sort of like unique characteristic, who cares? You just get the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one, and it's just so annoying. It's like, here's this level up system for equipment, and I don't give a shit to use it because it's just gonna be outdated in a matter of a minute. It's terrible. I hated it. However, if they wanted to do something like that, they should have done it like this. Because there's now an actual reason to give a shit about the older weapon that I actually like more and strategizes for me a lot nicer than the newer one. Because then you have free shots, you use the free shots to get your potential burn, get your mark, and then also, well, hopefully you don't attack into a mark with nothing. But like you get from the burn, you can get the energy regen, the transfer thing. You get the element, you get this ability that against stains, and then you can just go 4 shots in the stain and mayhem them, and boom, and then there's a massive damage from that. And there's some actual, like for all I just said about how this game doesn't have, I don't think it lacks strategy necessarily, but it lacks the need for it, I think. It lacks strategic obstacles. The obstacles are purely visceral. They're not really strategic. I can't use strategy to overcome much. Most of what I'm able to overcome with is purely, am I able to dodge enough? Am I able to muscle memory enough? The strategy is of very little value when it comes to using it as a tool to overcome something, which is what I like. There is, however, this. This is strategy too, which means that I get to enjoy an older weapon, the Trebuchet I got before the Troubadour, because it actually, when it goes up to the level, it matches, if not betters, the value of the other one, so it doesn't become outdated. Because if the value of the Trebuchet was still like, I was thinking about 250, it's now 340. It's more. And if you upgrade this, it would probably also be more. No, that one. I'm now on the other thing. But yeah, if you are, they'd probably be like equivalent value, but there's still like this. There's like a nice spread of different things that they do that make them unique. And you're not just going around finding Pike Spear A, Pike Spear B, Pike Spear C, and having 13 different fucking Pike Spears in your inventory, and 20 different lances in your inventory, and 15 different nunchaku, whatever, I don't know, shuriken stars, whatever it may be, in your inventory going, I can't make head or tail, they're all the same fucking thing, I don't care about them. And they're all worse than the next thing I found. Whereas this, okay, the Trebuchet, now that I've invested, but I've invested because I actually really like this weapon. I like what it gives me. What is unique about this weapon is what I like a lot. So I can't replace it, really, without sacrificing what makes it unique. That's not really what you got in Monyu. Monyu is shit. Monyu is just generic, same, level B. It does have the level B and C, but that's about all it had. And like, imagine if all the weapons were just Vitality C, Defense B, Attack A. And then you just go for boo. Oh, but now on this one is vitality B, defense A and attack A, or whatever it is, or lower down like EDD and EED and DDC and whatever. Boring shit that there's no like, you know, strategy. No, oh, I want this weapon over that one. There's none of that. Whereas this game has that. So I really think it was a case that not only are the devs of this game intelligent, they also knew their audience, which is also incredibly intelligent, difficult to do. And I think they benefited from, even though their companies didn't treat them very well, which is why they endeavored to do their own project, they gained experience and understanding, perhaps, at least to some degree, I like to think, from those experiences and jobs that they had, to understand the audience. Because maybe maybe they're just gifted and knew it themselves anyway. But maybe some of their experience from working in the previous job that they had before they made their own company was one that allowed them to understand that people really aren't looking generally like to increase to a large audience. This is what they were aiming for. I feel like it was deliberate, as opposed to just being bad, trying to aim for an audience and not knowing how to match their expectations. I think this company in this game knew exactly what they were doing, knew exactly the audience they were targeting, and did it brilliantly, which is why it's so successful. Which is their audience is not me. Not really. I've enjoyed it for what it is. I can't play on hard, but it's not really me, because it's inverted, unlike their ability. I can't heal. No, I mean, it's inverted in the sense, everybody seems to want like high excitement, like cutscene, whatever the fuck, gory even, and lots of visceral shit, and next to no strategy. Whereas I'm like the other way. I don't really care for the art style. I don't really care for all that, and I certainly don't really care for the visceral thing. But it's fine. I guess it's enjoyable. I get it. But it's just hard. But I really care about the strategy. So I think they knew their audience and they went for it, and they're very good at their job, and I think they deserve the love that they got. But it's an indictment on people, because it just shows that people don't want intelligence. They're stupid. Because you do this, you're not going to get this game. This game is this, not this. And I want this most of the time. You know? Where is the thing? What was I going to get for her? Oh yeah, the only thing I care about that, I guess breaking a target's okay. Jump counterattack's okay. This efficiently uses jump. It was my Alva. I was worried that it was an ability here, so I went to this first, but then I couldn't find it. And I was like, oh, it's on the weapon. And it sure enough was on the weapon. But this one is, I want her to increase to, I guess, to get the energizing jump. Yes. I mean, but I guess. Well, alternative is good here. Because what other thing was there? What was the thing? I feel like I'm forgetting now. Was there something better than the energizing jump that I wanted that I don't remember now what it was? I don't know. But it's not here. So what would it be? In which case, why would I care? Or is it that... Oh, no, I'm remembering. I want to remove this from her, equip a different Picto, and then purchase this. That's what it is. But I forget what Picto I wanted. God damn it. But yeah. I want to remove that kind of thing. Well, what did I want? What did I want? I forget which one I wanted. Not that. Base attack has 1 extra hit. That's pretty nice. But again, I don't care about base attack. Oh, what's that? Yeah, we can go here. The Revive Tint Energy. That's pretty cool. And then... Yeah. Save in progress. Alright. Coco. We're done. I'll stay here as my save point because in case I still want to think next time about what else I want to do and remind myself what I want to do. Where is my mouse? Oh, what the hell? I tab out. Where is my mouse? I can't. Oh, what? Why can't I find my mouse when I tab out? There. Oh, it's stuck in here. What the hell? That's so weird. My mouse is stuck. I don't know why my mouse is stuck. Like I scroll it and it's so weird. That's so weird. What the hell? Why is my mouse stuck? Like, if I show this, watch what happens as I'm moving the mouse one direction. What? Oh, now it freed. What? And then it freed. Okay, whatever. That was so weird. It was like locking into the Steam window. And then I moved it more and it stopped locking into the Steam. That's so weird. Anyway, yeah. That'll be all. Tomorrow, 10 p.m., the Racing Carnival for Uma Musume concludes. My plan is that I will look to noon of tomorrow, 10 hours before, to start finding a way to conclude how I want to spend the remaining RP and how many RP replenishment items I want to use to get everything I want from that event, because I haven't got everything yet. Just to give a heads up about Uma. And then Friday, I'm going to use Friday the 13th as my day for doing the 200 pulls to try and get as many Umas as possible. We shall see how that goes, because my luck is horrendous. Apparently, according to one person in a comment on YouTube vid, they said that not seeing a single Kira-san Black, which is one of the many things that I've had to endure, being shat in my face over my terrible pulls in this goddamn game, is a 5% chance of unluckiness, as in it's like the lowest 5% chance to not see a card in 400 pulls. I haven't only got 4 out of total 200 pulls on the Ryutashin banner, 4 Umas. I only got 1 SSR in 100 pulls with the Rico 3 pulls. I got that 4% real unluckiness in the 400 pulls with Kira. I got no fine motion from 31 pulls on her banner and basically threw away 4,000 worth of of carats. The last 100 were a little better, but even then, there are 39 Umas that I don't have. I only have 24. And what does it fucking give me? The goddamn variant that I just got, El Condor fucking Pasa, Fantasy Pasa, as a fucking dupe before 39 other Umas that would have been more welcome that I don't have. And then, yeah, I do get a Fukukutaru one. She's only good at MLB, so it's useless, but it's I guess, an investment. Depends if I ever get the others or even care to play the card. Because even if I had her in MLB, I'm not sure I'd want to use such a high roll card, though she is powerful, and definitely of value if you have that. But I also got a gold ship, which is the worst fucking SSR actively in the game. And then I also got a shitty twin turbo and a shitty Silent Suzuka speed, which none of those cards are of any value really whatsoever. So my luck is horrendous. My luck is disgusting, nauseatingly bad. We shall see what it gives me and if it ever turns the tide in the upcoming Friday pools, and see if I get 12 Umas. 12 Umas! Or maybe 13, because it is going to be on the 13th. I'm specifically choosing the unlucky day because my pools have been so bloody unlucky, so I like the poignance of that Friday the 13th. And see what it does, if it continues to be shit to me or not. But anyway, thank you for joining. Appreciate the company, and all the best. Till then, bye.